A man lit a match and then lit a cigarette for himself. The nearby gasoline barrel kept leaking gasoline outside, and the leaked gasoline gathered into a river. The man threw the burning matchbox onto the gasoline, instantly igniting it, but the fire was extinguished as soon as it spread. He looked up and saw a mysterious man standing on the second floor. The mysterious person slowly walked up to him, took out a golden lighter, and calmly lit a cigarette. The man finally saw his face clearly. The mysterious man greeted the man a few times. Then he deliberately handed over the pistol to his left hand and aimed it at the man's chest. After 2 gunshots, Caesar threw smoke onto the gasoline, and the fire quickly spread, igniting everything around and triggering a big explosion. The next morning, the police cleared the scene, and when Detective Jack arrived, 15 bodies had been found. There are 2 survivors. One has been taken to the hospital, and the other limping man has been taken away for interrogation by the prosecutor. Detective David was just about to be interrogated when the officer rushed over and issued a series of serious warnings to him.
Okay, I'm telling you, the sky is protected from up on high by the Prince of Darkness.
Sir's words are not exaggerated. This man's background is indeed very strong. Even the usually tough local prosecutor found nothing after interviewing him. The man, who was clearly one of the real culprits in the explosion case, was ultimately sentenced lightly for illegal gun possession, and he will regain his freedom in 2 hours. David is very anxious. With so many deaths, a strong intuition told him that this explosion was not as simple as it seemed. Obviously, this man is the key to unraveling the truth. David insisted on personally interrogating him despite the obstruction of his superiors.
I want to be sure Dean Keaton's dead.
Keaton was once a member of the police force, but was dismissed for serious disciplinary violations. Even though he claims to no longer dare to engage in illegal trading, no one believes him. What's even more strange is that there were no traces of the trading scene at that time, and almost all participants died, except for the limping man who survived. These abnormal details made him even more convinced that the cautious Keaton would never die easily, and he must have used the Golden Zen molting strategy. The officer couldn't resist his stubbornness and reluctantly agreed. But when the man was brought into the office, his appearance made David very nervous. He stared innocently at the newspaper on the wall, as if the interrogation in front of him had nothing to do with him. What's even more unbearable is that this guy is actually a slick person. As soon as David walked in, he began to speak, but no matter what he was asked, he could always cleverly shift the topic. It is obvious that this person is more difficult to deal with than he imagined. As the man spoke more and more, David's patience was completely exhausted, and he issued a warning to him. David's words were very firm, but in fact, he was also very nervous. He was betting that men would fear imprisonment, and sure enough, there was a slight fluctuation in the man's eyes as he finally said something about the transaction that night.